What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to One Up Games. So today I am doing a predictions video for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, which at the time of recording is tomorrow? Not even sure what time it is, but it's either tomorrow, but you'll be seeing it, it'll be tonight here in Australia. So midnight tonight in my time zone here in Australia. But if you don't know what time it is in your time zone, One Up Games has the Aussie time, so be sure to head to oneupgames.com. But we did a episode of the Gamescast the other day where Jack and myself broke down and reviewed the very last Nintendo Switch Direct and then spoke a little bit about our predictions. I thought I'd make a quick video here today talking about my predictions and expanding on some of them and maybe adding a few extra ones. So we're going to break it down into I've got release date and price, launch titles, coming soon, UI and features, hardware and specs, and basically I'm just going to try and condense it all down and just add stuff where I think it needs to be added. This is sort of like a record for myself and everybody else who wants to see if I was right about anything. So I'm probably not going to be, but hey, we can try, okay? So basically, release date. So on the podcast I said that I had a couple of different ones. If it was July, I didn't have a date. If it was June, I had the 15th for a release date in June. And if by some miracle it comes out in May, I had the 22nd of May. Those are where I feel it would fall. If it was to release a month later, it'd be the 22nd, June, 15th, and then July. I really didn't have a date, but I think July is highly possible. When it came to the price, I said that it was going to be somewhere around the Xbox, I think it's $600-700 range is probably where it's going to land. Just if it's trying to do everything that it's attempting to do, I think it's going to be a pretty expensive piece of kit. But I also did say that the original Switch and the OLED would get a price drop, a drop of $50 to $100. I don't think that's something that they'll announce at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. I just think that's something that we'll see happen as a cause of this, of the launch. But yeah, I think around $650-700 for the Nintendo Switch 2 will be its launch price. Next, launch titles. So I had Mario Kart 9 will be the big headliner, the big Breath of the Wild equivalent for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's going to be the big draw. It's going to be able to show off so many different races, so many different tracks, just to be able to show off the power of this console and what they're able to do now with Mario Kart. I think it's going to be a really good sort of way to show how much further along the Switch has come. Very excited about that. I said we're probably going to get a 1-2 Switch style game to sort of show off the tech and the hardware of the new Switch. We had 1-2 Switch showing off all the different features for the Nintendo Switch 1, and I think with this rumored mouse mode and all that sort of stuff, I think a Nintendo, a 1-2 Switch style game would really do a really good job of showing off how it works, what games could utilize it and that sort of thing. Now I had Metroid Prime 4, and then there was that thing that was it's not going to be there, but then it showed up at the other Nintendo, Direct. So I don't think we'll see Metroid Prime 4, but I think the big push for this Direct in particular will be the third-party titles. So Elden Ring will probably be there. I think we'll see some sort of shooter. I think we're going to see a lot of third-party support show up, like we did with the Switch 1. I feel like third parties always show up at the start, but I feel like they're really going to stick around this time if this thing is as strong as it's rumored to be. So yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of third parties come out to play with the Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a lot of new franchises I think we're going to see for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. As far as titles coming soon to the machine, we know Pokemon's coming. We know that is really the last sort of hurrah for the Nintendo Switch is Pokemon ZA. I think it could have a trailer or something shown here just to let people know that if you're going to play it, it's going to look best on the Nintendo Switch 2. I think that's very possible. I think we're going to see an open world Mario game, possibly Odyssey 2, because September this year does mark Mario's 40th anniversary. So we're probably going to see that. We may also get a tease for something coming to Nintendo Switch Online, like the Super Mario 40 or something like that, because we did have Super Mario 25 or Super Mario 30 or something. It was that little downloadable game. We might see the 40th version of that shown off. I think it's time, maybe, to start teasing Splatoon 4. I think Splatoon is one of those franchises that is always constantly on the cusp of just being mainstream. And I think a fourth one on the new hardware, shown off early, it could be the one. It could be the one to get people going. But yeah, and I think, we'll see stuff like Halo is probably going to come to the Switch. We're going to see a lot of that sort of stuff happening as well. Now, let's talk about UI and features. A lot of this is wish. You know what I mean? It's less prediction, more please happen. And that is themes. I would love to see Nintendo incorporate themes. Being able to change up the menu, make the Switch even more my own. I think themes would be a big thing, and a big thing the community's been asking for a long time, and I would love to see it happen. I'd love to see a better menu layout, maybe make more games visible at once, or just have it be a bit cleaner in a way. Not entirely copy the PlayStation sort of like home screen, but like they're very similar, but there's just something about the PlayStation 1 which, gives you a lot more info and all that sort of stuff on your games, but while also showing a little bit more. I think that would be pretty cool if they could do that. But again, it's all about handheld mode as well. You got to make it try to look clean and legible on a smaller screen, so I know that's hard. I'd love to see a lot of I want the Switch to be the one thing I take with me. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going on holiday and I don't need my laptop or something like that, if I'm not writing for OneUp or doing something like that, I would love to see improved video streaming support on this thing. So Twitch, Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus. I'd love to see this thing sort of be the one-stop shop for all that sort of stuff, meaning that the only thing I need in my backpack when I'm going away is my Switch, because it literally can do everything for me. I'd love to see game-specific information in backgrounds when you hover over certain games, like I was saying before. Like PlayStation does it really well, where you hover over a game and it brings up all the information, your trophies, the store page, all that sort of stuff. I think that would be a really cool thing for Nintendo to do. Another cool thing is to revamp the eShop, make it faster, make it prettier, make it more inviting, have some music going, have make it easier to navigate. Definitely faster. It's just so slow. It's just so slow in its current incarnation, and it really needs that update and needs that love. Something awesome would be a new way to communicate with people. Maybe Discord support. We were talking about that on the podcast. I don't think it's something we see straight away. I think Discord support is something we could see down the track, but just a new way to interact with people playing on the console that makes life a little bit easier, that doesn't require me to pull out my phone, even though they are really pushing for phone with their new Nintendo Today app. They want to be everywhere, they want to be all over the place, so they probably just want you to have your phone, having Nintendo on it while you're doing everything else. So I would just love to see a more streamlined way to party chat, text chat, and all that sort of stuff on the new Switch, so hopefully we get to see that. A little bit of a wish list here is Virtual Console. I'd love to see Virtual Console make a return in some way, shape, or form. I don't know about you guys out there, but online just isn't doing it for me, or it's not doing it quick enough. So I would really like to see Virtual Console make some sort of return, and some sort of achievement trophy system. I just think Nintendo, I'm surprised they haven't implemented something like that. I feel like the Switch 1 was the perfect time to sort of step in and do that. But if, it's getting to the point where if it doesn't happen with Switch 2, it's never going to happen. So I'd love to see it happen, just to add that extra layer to games and probably keep people playing games a little bit more. I know that there are certain PlayStation games that I've played longer just because of how close I've been to getting a platinum, and then I've just found even more enjoyment out of them, trying to go for that coveted platinum. So I'd love to see Nintendo have some sort of equivalent to that, some sort of platinum equivalent. Just to help you get the most out of your games. You might miss something, you might miss some sort of quest, you might miss some sort of feature, but if there's a trophy or achievement tied to it, it's going to be really hard for you to miss it. So I would love to see that. I think that would be really cool. So in terms of hardware and specs, I'd love to see 4K upscaling when it's docked, 1080p when it's in your hands. That's a dream. I know it's it's probably not going to happen, but we're allowed to dream. I'd love to see a built-in microphone in the main unit and the Joy-Con. I think that would make just certain games, certain voice chats a lot easier. I would love instant Bluetooth access. I do not want to wait for an update. I do not want to wait for update anymore. Just give us Bluetooth from the get-go. I'd love to see 8 to 9 hours of battery life. I feel like that would be a beautiful sweet spot. And I feel like if you're playing for more than 8 hours, you need to, have a rest. So 8 to 9 hours of battery life while in handheld will be awesome. I'd love to see improved internal storage. I want to see 256 gigabytes at minimum on this thing. I think anything less than that is kind of an insult at this point. It's a little bit insulting. Games are getting bigger, and if they want the third parties to come to the Switch, they need to up their their internal storage, or at least give us the option to expand it ourselves. Maybe a Switch 2 Pro down the line would allow us to upgrade our SSD inside, but for right now, we need a lot of storage from the get-go, and I'm willing to pay for it, you know what I mean? If it increases the price of the console just to have a little bit more in it to fill, I'm okay with that. I'd love to see it be comparable to the PS4 Pro, Xbox Series in power, like just a bit stronger. And I think it's going to be a really good LCD screen. There was a lot of talk about an OLED. I think we do get an OLED version. I just don't think we get an OLED version at launch. I don't think the base version will be OLED. I think it's going to be a really good LCD screen. And the C button, the button that everybody wants to know about, I'm hoping that it is a way to chat to different people. I hope it is a chat button or some sort of new way to share stuff. We have the share button or the screenshot button, but I'd love to see a new way to chat. Now, here comes the big, probably not going to happen, but let's hope it does. So there've been a lot of rumors lately about a couple of games, and a couple of games that I would love to see happen. Of course, you know, we'd love to see Halo and all those sort of things come to the Switch, play that stuff on the go, that'd be awesome. But two of the big rumors, and one literally from like a couple of days ago, if you've been on 1UP, you know we've been reporting on it. A Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe would be amazing. There's a lot of rumors about it coming. I think it might be coming. If it happens, that would be amazing. I really want to see it. Everybody on cart would be great, and I think it's a really great way to tide people over, because I do think they're working on a new Smash Bros, but I just think it's going to take a little bit longer than we would like to admit, which sucks, but hey. And of course, the big one is Final Fantasy IX Remake, I think will be at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. I think it'll be there. I think it'll be one of their big headliner games. I think we're gonna get a date for it. I think it might be a launch title. They've literally just launched a new website for the 25th anniversary. They did the same thing when Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced, not long after that happened, so I just think the timing, it's too much of a coincidence, you know what I mean? I think the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is where we will probably see Final Fantasy IX Remake announced. But those are my predictions, just a small quick video about my predictions. It's sort of like a record for me to come back to and have a look at and see how close I was, how far off I was, if I got anything right, or if I got the majority of it wrong. I'm really excited to be wrong. I just want to see this thing. I want to see what it does, and we have not got long to wait. I think by the time this goes up, it's like less than 12 hours until we get to see the entire Nintendo Switch 2 live stream. I'm very excited about it. I hope it's a long one. But yeah, that is going to do it for me, guys. Please feel free to leave your predictions down in the comments below. Head over to oneupgames.com to read up all the information on the Nintendo Switch 2, as well as all the news of the week. But yeah, that is going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like the video, please like it. Remember to subscribe to keep up to date with everything we're doing. Head over to oneupgames.com for your latest news, reviews, and previews. And until next time, may all of your games be good ones, and we will catch you guys in another video. Bye, everybody.